Hello guys, welcome to Plan Abroad. Today we are going to discuss about the structure for IELTS Task 2, that is an essay. As all the rumors are going in the market that what should be written in an IELTS essay, how many paragraphs should be there, what should be written in the introduction and what should be written in the conclusion. Today I am going to clear all your doubts on how many paragraphs, how many words, what should be written in an essay, everything about an IELTS Task 2 that you need to know would be answered in this session only. So let's start with the session. So guys, the very first thing that we need to understand when we are writing a writing task 2 is that introduction needs to be there at the very first thing. So in terms of introduction, what we actually need, a tagline, a rephrasing the statement, that is the second line, and third will be thesis line. Now you need to know that the tagline is an optional thing. It could be there in your essay, it could be not there in your essay, it is actually up to you. But provided my stance, or you can say my point of view, I would say that you should give a tagline because it will give you a milky start to your essay rather than giving an abrupt start with the rephrasing of the statement. So if you have a tagline, it actually gives you a better starting of an IELTS Task 2. Second is rephrasing. Whatever question is being given to you, you need to mold it into your words and present it to the examiner. Third thing is thesis line. So guys, this is very important. I have seen a lot of students just simply writing that I agree to the former or the later part of the statement, and reasons for my stance would be discussed in the subsequent paragraphs. Guys, this line is okay, fine, but only if you are writing an essay. This line is okay, fine, but only if you are writing an essay which is of target band score 6 or 6.5. If you are targeting a target essay which needs to be more than 7 bands, this line will not work in that. I am sorry to say it. Because 7 bands essay ask you for a number of sentence structures, complex one if I may say. So if you are just simply writing I agree to this line and I agree to this later part of the statement and my reasons for my stance are given below, it's a very obvious line. Why would an examiner give you extra marks for this line only? So you need to work on your thesis statement too. In my coming videos, I will be sharing how to write a thesis statement for this line also, so keep watching. Now the next one would be, how many paragraphs should be there in your essay? So see guys, the very first thing is introduction that I have already told you. It needs to be followed by BP1, that is body paragraph 1, then BP2, followed by BP3. Now again guys, this is an optional. You may have it in your essay, you may not have it in your essay, it's up to you, entirely up to you. And the last should be conclusion. So guys, what actually is there in BP1, BP2 and why I have written BP3? See guys, the very first thing that student asked me is what should be the maximum length of an essay? Is it 250 words? Is it 300 words? What? If you have read the statement of your task 2 clearly, it basically states that you have to write at least 250 words, which basically means that minimum 250 words should be written, but maximum limit is never given. So in case you are writing an essay which is exceeding to BP3, you may go for it without any problem, provided that you do it in your given time span. That is, if you are actually using 35 minutes for task 2, you should complete it in 35 minutes including BP3, right? Now, why I have written like this? See, if your statement is agree, disagree, now one more thing that I would like to clear over here is, in a question which states that do you agree or disagree, you can take a single stance. You can only go for one side and rather not talk about the second side. It is basically up to you. So if you have one side, then you are going for, if you are going for three points like 1, 2, 3, then you can have first point over here, second point over here, third point is optional. If you have it, you can make it over here and then conclude it. Concluding is basically summarizing, and your thesis statement and your conclusion part could be same if in case you are using sentence structures. That how we'll do it, I'll tell you in the next video. So I think I'm probably clear, and like what should be there. Here should be first point, whatever you are giving. Here should be second, and here should be third if you are having, and conclusion should be summarizing whatever you have written. I would say just rephrase the thesis line over here. You could do it. That is a better way to write a thesis statement, right? Now, what happens when we have a statement like to what extent do you agree or disagree? Guys, you need to be very clear about this statement. It actually asks you to what limit are you saying, are you agreeing with this question or are you disagreeing with this question? To what limit? So it will maximum number of times it will go into partiality, that is 30-70. You are going to have 30-70 proportionate for this essay. Now, how we are going to write it over here? I am following the same format for that. BP1, BP2, BP3. Now what I'll do is, I'm going to have here, you can, if let's say I'm taking an example that I am 30% on the side of agree and 70% on the side of disagree, right? So I can either have my 30 proportion straight over here and 70% first point over here and 70% second point over here. Now, why I have written like this? See guys, I have a clear point of view that when I end my essay, examiner should be clear about my point of view. He should be impressed with whatever I have written and he should focus on what I am trying to say only. So keeping that in mind, what I am trying to do is I am eliminating the weaker side over here only. If I given my 30% side over here, that means my weaker side is over. So rest of the points would be of my heavier side. That means the focus that I am maintaining on. So it gives you good impression if you go for your weaker side over here and your heavier side over here. BP2, BP3 belonging to 70% and you are good to go. So this is how it works. Into what extent do you agree or disagree. Now there is one more thing that you could introduce, and that is refutation. Mind it guys, refutation would be in the weaker side only. So if you are trying to go for refutation, that's a concept that where you nullify your weaker side. Here I am giving some weightage to my weaker side, that is 30%. What if I create a problem of it, or if this is a problem I give a solution of it so that it becomes 0. That means that all the weightage will go to my heavier side. So this is known as a concept of refutation. Again, this concept, how it works, would be discussed in my second video. So refutation is always added to the weaker side to make it nullify, to make it negligible, to make it 0%. So right. So your weaker side plus refutation can come over here. It could be there, or you can go for 70% here, 70% here and 30% here, and you can refute it also over here. So it's up to you where you want to go. That's my structure that I use and I teach my students, right? So the second thing comes, discuss both the views and give your opinion. So guys, as this question states that you have two views and you have to clear where you are actually agreeing. Now, conditions may occur where you feel like that you can go for a balanced view. Balanced, like you are not considering one heavy, you are not considering one weaker, you are giving 50-50% to that. So in that case, what you could do is, first view could come over here with 1 point. Second view could come over here with second point, and here you can give your opinion. Like, why do you think that they are equally important? That can work over here, rightly. So you can go like this into your essay and you can conclude it at the ending. Second times comes when you are giving 30-70 percentage to it. You are going partial. So in that case, what will happen? Again, 30-70. You make it sure that which side is heavier, and then you go for 30 percentage first point, 70 percentage first point, and 70 percentage second point. You can also go for this, and in conclusion, you are already clearing your viewpoint. So this is how a structure for do you agree? Sorry, discuss both views and give your opinion work. Now the third type of statement that comes into my mind is advantages and disadvantages. Again guys, I would say weightage varies. If you have a question that what are the advantages and disadvantages of certain thing, you can always go for advantage. If you think that advantages are heavier, you can give the first 2 points to advantages and the last 2 disadvantages. Or vice versa. It could be according to you, if what you think is heavier side. When it comes to outweigh statement, so you need to consider who are you outweighing. Are you outweighing disadvantages or are you outweighing advantages? The proportionate of the paragraphs will be discussed in that only. Now the third and the last, now the last format that comes into my mind is causes, impacts and solutions. Guys, it may happen that you may get 2 of it in your essay, like causes or impacts or solution, or causes or solution. In this case, it's very easier. You can just give your causes over here and you can relate the solutions over here. But mind it, whatever the causes you are giving, you need to give solutions to that causes only. Sometimes what people do is they give causes A, but the solution of problem Z. That won't happen in essay. That won't actually make a flow out of it. So whatever causes you are giving, you need to relate to their solutions only. And if the question is for impacts and solution, again the same. If what are the problem they are creating and what solution can be given for that problem only. You have to discuss it like that only. You cannot do it like you are giving problem A and solution for problem Y. No, it won't happen. It won't work for you if you are targeting 7-band essay. So you need to be very clear about what impacts are you talking about and what solution can you work on it. Right? Now the last question that comes into my mind is how you are going to do with explanation of BP1 or any of the body paragraphs. Guys, I need to make it very clear to you that peel method is not going to work for you over here. Now, I'll explain what peel is. Peel is point. Firstly, you need to state the point, whatever reason or cause you are giving. Then you need to explain it. Basically, bullet point. Then explanation. Then give an example. And then link it with the introduction point, and that's it. That is how a peel statement works, and it needs to be there in all the paragraphs. One thing I want to make more clear is that you need not to have points over points in an IELTS essay. There should be one point clearly described with peel, and that is good to go. One more thing. If you are targeting a 7-band essay, you need to be very clear about the flow that you are writing in. If examiner is able to understand whatever you are trying to convey in a single go by reading from top to end, you are good to go with 7 bands. But in case examiner has to come again to understand a point, you will lose 0.5 over there only. So be very sure about how you are explaining the things out and how the flow is maintained in your essay, and you are good to go. Last topic for the day is vocabulary. As I've already told a number of times that vocabulary, if you say about complex vocabulary, it is not needed in an essay. You are good to go if you know or use normal vocabulary that you are using in day-to-day life, and you know the correct usage of it. You will bag marks. But if you are using a complex word that you do not know about proper usage, you will lose marks. So keep it simple, keep it fine, and you are going to rock 7 bands. For more videos, for more updates, or for more teachings that you would like to know or queries you would like to know, please comment, kindly subscribe to the channel, and thank you.